Okay, what's up, guys? This is a new channel we're kicking up here called Airtime, and it's two guys with zero flight experience
Absolutely none.
talking. Yeah, absolutely none. Talking is Osco Bravo right now, and also on the comms we have Oscar Charlie.
On the other side,
Yeah, what up?
what's going on? Getting ready to hit the skies here.
Yeah, yeah. So what's the deal? Why are we doing this?
Well, I mean, since we were on the younger side, we always wanted to get a nice rig together and always wanted to fly. And we figure, well, we're locked in the pandemic. Let's can't fly around the world for real. So why don't we in a dangerous way, just fly around via the computer?
Yeah,
Maybe
yes,
learn some things along the way. Ideally,
yeah. So we built computers back a year ago now. Already out
yeah,
of date with Nvidia's new 3000 series coming out, but we'll
it's killing us.
we'll probably update that
We
along the
definitely will.
journey here at some point. But I think what we decided to do is try to make it all the way around the world in a turboprop, right?
That's it. Wanted to not make it so easy with a jet. Let's
Right.
make it more almost like driving around with a car.
Yeah, yeah. So take our time, go to some pretty cool airports, just bump around here and there, and we'll show you in a second the jet or the turboprops we're choosing from. But really, what we're going to do here is post all of our flights. So we're going to bounce. You'll see our entire route. We'll bounce airport to airport, state to state, country to country, all the way until we make it all the way around the world. And I think, given that both of us are from the New England area, what do you think, Charlie? Where's a good place to start?
Yeah, I mean, let's just make it nice and simple. Why not Boston here, Logan? Nice airport right on the water. And we want to start heading north. And really, probably the easiest way, we don't want to go the traditional route. We know probably most people are saying, hey, you go up north, go over to Greenland, Iceland, that way. We're trying to go the reverse way. So we're going to head west, probably maybe hit Toronto City. That's got a cool airport we
Okay.
could try flying into.
Yeah, so just clicked in for everyone watching here. So what we're looking at is Flight Simulator 2000. What 2020 is that? What it's called? Flight Sim
That's it.
2020. Yeah. Okay.
That's it.
Just call it Flight Sim. Anyway, Flight Sim 2020. This is sort of the interface they use. So every one of these little white dots here is an airport. And so what Charlie just described is if we're over here in Boston, we'll be setting it as a departure and then flying over to Toronto. And so you see that the little circle represented here is the furthest we can go given the fuel settings that we have right now loaded into the TBM 930. And I think that's probably the turboprop we're going to use. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so. Got a nice cruising. I mean, it almost is like a jet, so it is easy to kind of get that confused.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of nice avionics on it, and plus the fuel consumption is going to be good on it. So we can actually change that too if we want to
Yeah.
on the top left when we go to do that.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, and some of the other jets we could have choose from were the Cessna Citation, the we can go all the way over here to the airliners and do a 787 Dreamliner or Airbus A320, but it's almost cheating, right? If they have a
You
range
can
of
do it in one shot.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, 8,000 nautical miles, like versus the 930, which is 1,700. Like, let's take our time. Let's enjoy this. Let's see some pretty cool places. Fly through some pretty crazy weather. And why don't you walk us through the weather aspect of it all?
Well, yeah, I mean that's going to be one of the obviously the coolest parts. The fact that it's going to be mapping real time, realistically. So most of the time, if you want to be able to kind of mess around with the weather a little bit more, um, you want to keep things on the all players because then you can actually go in. You can keep weather live, but then you can almost mess around with the time if you don't necessarily want to fly during night or vice versa. If you do live players, that means it's going to absolutely lock in the time, the absolute exact weather that is going on right now, and you really can't customize it once you hit the airport and get into the game. So just be weary of that once you start going in there because sometimes yeah, getting weather you might not want.
Yeah, and you're talking as if we hope some people join us. I think the idea here, right, is this is going to take a while. We're going to stop a lot of different places. Hopefully, people
Yeah,
discover these videos and decide to tag along for some of these flights, and we can amass a pretty nice group gathering going place to place as we try to trek all the way around the globe.
Absolutely, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
So, what do you think though tonight? Maybe do we want to keep it night for now? Because I know some places will go. We might have to manipulate things just with the timing that we get to these videos.
Yeah, I think tonight what we'll do for this first episode here is just walk everyone through the settings we're going to use. So
I think so. We'll keep it then at
with multiplayer,
nighttime.
all players on. What about air traffic? Any parameters we need to look out for there?
Yeah, I mean, I think live traffic's the most fun. You know, you can actually fly by a plane and see what number it is, look it up, Google on your phone, whatever it might be, and actually see, hey, is this thing on time? It's actually flying next to you. It's pretty weird.
Yeah.
So that's definitely the most fun.
Yeah, and there was some story, right, of some guy who actually used the offline mode of this flight sim and did the actual flight he was sitting on, right, from point to point.
Took off, on his laptop. Yep.
Yeah, he was flying it back in like seat 16A or something. It's crazy.
Game within a game.
Yep. And then, so lastly, just weather and time. We talked about this, but we'll throughout this entire thing do live weather. We'll fly some during the day, some at night, and you guys will see. You know, if there's a hurricane hitting the area, we'll maybe be brave enough to fly through it. Maybe not. Might affect the cadence in which we release these videos and stuff, but it'll be cool. We'll see some cool things and learn some cool things too, because I cannot stress this enough, but we don't know anything about anything.
Yeah, just enough here to do a little bit, but tear us apart too if we're doing something wrong. Correct us. Yeah, we'll learn along the way here too.
Yeah, 100%. Okay. So going back to the plane here, so we've selected the 930. What else do we need to look at? So we'll sort of step down the list here, starting with weight and balance, failures, ATC.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, weight and balance, I mean, we want to look at and make sure you get enough fuel, because I think you only start with about 50%.
Yeah.
So keep it gallons, pounds, whatever you like. I like to put it up. I don't think you technically can get right to 100, so about 99%, because we are going to be going decently far. It's like about a 2-hour, at least for the first one, about a 2-hour flight here. And then you can mess around with luggage too. If you're taking more people, maybe you have a lighter co-pilot than yourself. Sometimes I like to add that or take some weight off. So that's where you mainly balance it. The big one's going to be the fuel there for sure.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. And so I'm carrying a 170-pound pilot, 170-pound co-pilot. We won't be overly detailed as to, you know, who is who and where that balances out, but that seems about like a good average. Yeah.
That's it.
Perfect. Okay. Failures. We're not gonna at least
maybe not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll wait till over the water maybe for some fun over the ocean.
Yeah. But so what these are, right, is you can enable these, turn these on and off, and they will like randomly, or not randomly, because it appears you can set them for certain times in the flight, but they will break something on your plane. And I think the purpose of doing that is to like prepare for that situation, right?
That's it. Yeah. You want to test it, go through your checklist, and obviously try to handle that in a safe environment. So we'll definitely get into a little bit more of that.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. Have you ever actually tried that yet?
I have not.
Yeah.
Don't know the steps.
Yeah. Not good enough yet.
Yeah.
All right, and then ATC options. You can pick your flight number there, call sign. So yeah, some good stuff to look at.
Yeah, it's cool. It translates pretty well to the ACT. That's one of the things I think they're always improving on, but pretty good at being the computer.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So we will queue it up. I think you want to talk through to the VFR and IFR differences.
Yeah, definitely. We're really trying to think of what highway we want to go on here, if you will, in the sky. So VFR, is going to be more on that completely using visual cues. So for a flight like this, definitely at night, we would want to go IFR. Well, let's probably do low level because it's not too far away. We still want to see maybe some sights if we can. We get close to Niagara Falls. Maybe we can see some lights around there.
Yeah.
So I'd say the low altitude airways and see what kind of route out of Boston here it gives us initially. Must be auto-filling a few things in here for you right on the departure and arrival. Now, I tend to, at least on the departure, we'll mess around with that a little bit more. I like to either do as straight of a line out as possible. Again, just to at least begin things. You can see if you drop down that menu on the right from your departure,
Yep.
you can pick a lot of different departure angles, and you can see it'll add potentially a lot of time to your trip as
Yep.
you go through that. The more, I think, fun ones are the arrivals and the approaches. Again, at least early on. Arrivals, this is a shorter flight. You probably do direct.
Okay.
And then the approach, well, we'll go through all of these too, but different airports are going to have different technology that might be able to sync up to your plane. So Toronto City's relatively, they don't accept jets, but relatively decent as far as technology goes. I might pick the ILS type runway if you see that for an approach.
ILSOA.
That's
Yep.
going to be a pretty standard type of approach technology. The RNAV's a little bit more complicated, but let's just kind of stick with the basic, or an instrument landing type deal.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, so we're all queued up to go here. I think we'll hang off on actually taking off quite yet. We'll save that for a later episode, but just want to get you all familiar with sort of what we're looking at as we embark on each one of these flights. And again, we'll try to set these up. I think for our first flight, does it make sense, given that we've already given this introduction, just to jump right in on the runway and we can do the landing, and then starting on every subsequent flight, we'll walk through this again for new airports.
I like it. Let's do it.
Cool. All right. Well, we will catch you guys next time as we take off using these parameters from Boston Logan, and we'll be flying into Toronto City Center for leg one of our trip around the world.
That's it. Let us know what you think of the route.